Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. And today we're going to be working on this no start golf cart. If you've seen my earlier videos on this thing, you realize it has a starter problem, but I'm told it also has a carburetor problem. And I've just loosely put this all back on so that I can take it apart for somebody who's starting with this video and why won't my golf cart start? So you want to get to the carburetor, which is right there, and it's like, how do I get to that? How do I take it off? And it's easy enough to do. First thing you want to do is get the breather off. Not all that hard. Right, the air box. And once again, I already loosened this a bit. You know, take the air filter out, the covers, the air filter. There was a bolt through here that I took off, and there were 4 of them holding this cover to the carburetor. So you take that right off. If you notice on the bottom of this, that hose that plugs in right here to the vent, reinstall that. Now at this point, the carburetor will slide around. You'll notice that it's loose. I got 2 things slowing me down. One of them is this cable, and it looks like if I just loosen this bolt up, that'll slide right off and I could get that off. And this thing actually pops off. There's kind of a little ball it's on. So if I just kind of pry on that a little bit with the screwdriver, it'll pop off. Obviously I want to take off the gas line. I believe the gas in this thing is good, but I do not know that. And you might say, why don't you know that? And the answer is, my friend had this and he ran it a little over a year ago now. So that gas could have been sitting in there for a while. So I'm not positive it's good. Probably when I start this thing up, I'll probably put a gas line to here and feed it that way, just for the initial start. Anyway, let me get this loose, then we'll take it apart and see what's going on. Okay tubers, I got the carb loose with no big surprises here, no problems. I always start out by taking the bowl off. I also like to do everything on a tray, just as you see. And I also like to do things not out in the grass. So this isn't really too bad. The only thing that concerns me a bit, it's an aluminum bowl. And I'm going to be a little bit careful as I scrape that off because I don't want to poke a hole in it. So right, you see that brown rust. Now, a lot of times what you want to do is kind of put a clean hose on that and turn the carburetor like this, float is down, and try to blow into it, see if any air escapes. Then turn it like that with it opened, with the fuel needle valve open, and you should blow through it and air should escape. Wow. Hopefully I'm showing this to you. Yeah, that pin is stiffer than I would have anticipated. Oh, it doesn't. So yeah, I'm just looking in here. Yeah, there's a needle valve in here. Once again, I'm showing it to you. I have to put a small driver in to get that loose. I got to take this off, figure out what's going on up there. Boy, there's a fairly simple carburetor. You know, blow out some passages. It really looks pretty easy to work on. They normally make these golf cart carburetors so that they could sit around for a while. Yeah, there's a needle there, or there's a jet in here and a jet down there, so that's where they have the two jets. This is, my guess, the main jet. It looks like the main jet. It's bigger and all, and that there is the idle. So I got to get screwdrivers into both, take them out, and then we'll take a look at them. Then you just, what I do next is, you'll see various little holes. Once again, hopefully I'm showing it to you in there, you know, all through here. You know, any of those ports. I just blow solvent through them, carburetor or brake cleaner through them. I'm not one for soaking carburetors. Other people do, and they're very, very successful rebuilding them. You know, the rebuilds come out good. I have a tendency to blow solvent through the carburetors, and I've had good luck with that. So it's whatever a person likes to do. Okay, tubers, this carburetor has a few problems. So first of all, the main jet would not come out. I did manage to, you know, blow some solvent through it, but I could not get that out. It's stripped. Where the screwdriver goes into it, the blade cut is rounded, so to speak. So that's problem number one. Hopefully the solvent going through it fixed it, but not good. Right here is an idle jet, and obviously I took it out, but if you look on top here, there was probably an adjustment so that you can move the jet in and out. They snapped that off, and hopefully it's set to the right height, or I am in not good shape. So that's problem number two. This jet came out. I was able to take it out with the screwdriver, and the way I clean those is I just take this fine wire, and you could see how I have it going right through the center of the jet. That cleaned right up. I blew solvent, you know, through here and that little hole down there that's drilled in the carb. Hopefully I'm showing it to you. And through here and there and there. Basically anywhere I can find to put solvent through, I did. I'm just going to blow some solvent through here, and it should come right out that hole. Be careful getting this stuff in your eyes. Is not good for you. Don't recommend it. So anyway, you guys can see I jetted some solvent through there. Now I just have to make sure the needle valve is going to work and basically put everything back together. This carburetor, I would give it, you know, a little better than a 50-50 chance of being halfway decent. I'm going to have to look to see what a new carburetor would cost. The engine that's in it is a Robin 2-cylinder. It's got a timing belt, 1995. I guess it's, I don't know, it looks like it's about 350 cc's. I seem to remember an engine called an ST350, so it might be 350. Looks a little small for a 350. Looks more like, doesn't look like 350. It looks more like 300 or 250, 2 1/4. So anyway, I'm going to put this back together again. We'll put it on. We'll put the starter on, and we'll see if we can't get this whole thing fired up. Here we are. Time to put it back together again. Slide the carburetor on. Right. This is that little snap-on throttle I was talking about. That easy. I could put the cable and the plate back on. Gas line. I smelled the gas. It smelled pretty good. I think I'm going to try it. Then I'm going to put the starter on. That's one bolt. And that I shouldn't be losing. and a couple of wires and all should be good. We'll get to see if this thing will start. Okay folks, here's my theory. So when I turn the switch on, you can see it goes around, and I put gas into the gas line, which goes to the carburetor. So if I close my choke, and when I turn that on, the engine should start up. And when the engine starts up, the vacuum should make the fuel pump go, which will run the fuel from the gas tank into that jug. There's all my theories. Now, let's see how we do. So choke on. Sounds good, doesn't it? Let's see how close it'll get to an idle. Okay, it's idling. Nice. Now, theoretically, I got gas going into here. No, I got nothing going into here. Boy, that's a nice running little engine. Anyway, so I got to get this kind of sorted out. And then what I'll do is, I got to get it put together. I got to get it sorted out. I actually want to use the gas tank and the fuel pump and all those things. And I don't have that. I don't have the breather on here. I mean, the engine's got vacuum, you hear it? Where's the no gas coming out? Well, anyway, I'm showing you guys it's running. I started it up in neutral, and the interlock is not hooked up for forward and reverse. I mean, to turn it off, it's just that easy. Anyway, let me finish sorting this out, and we'll do a ride with this thing separately. I want to thank you all for coming along for the ride. Hopefully we all learn something. Every time you work on one of these things, you kind of know the basics, but then it's kind of like, okay, how do they do this, or how do they do that? So anyway, hopefully we all learned a little more than the basics, a few of the specifics, and we could all go forward with some greater knowledge. I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch, comment, and subscribe. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and get out there and enjoy each and every day. Go out and play with your golf cart. There it is. Bye now.